We all know something about Egyptian history, right? The pyramids, the pharaohs, Cleopatra, and then suddenly school history books go, and Cleopatra died. Page flip and boom. Egypt just vanishes. Like the country just stopped existing for the next 2,000 years. But that's only half the story. Today we're opening that page again to look at Egypt after Cleopatra. Roman Egypt, Christian Egypt, Islamic Egypt, the Fatimids, the Mamluks, the Ottomans, basically the Egypt that no one ever talks about. This video was made in partnership with Paradox Interactive for the release of Europa Universalis 5. And since my go-to nation in EU4 was always the Mamluk Sultanate, it's the perfect excuse to dive into their real history. When Cleopatra died, Egypt stopped being a kingdom and became a Roman province, but its location still made it one of the most important places on Earth, right between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, connecting Europe, Africa, and Asia. Alexandria stayed a massive port, with spices from India, gold from Africa, and grain going to Rome. Even as part of someone else's empire, Egypt remained rich and cosmopolitan. And among all those cultures, Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Jewish, a new faith began spreading: Christianity. By the year 40 AD, there were already Christian communities in Alexandria. Over the next few centuries, Christianity spread everywhere. Temples were abandoned, churches were built, and by the 5th and 6th centuries, Egypt had become a Christian land. For centuries, the Romans, later the Byzantines, fought Persia nonstop. 700 years of back-and-forth wars. They never gained much land, but they did exhaust each other. And just when both sides were tired and weak, a new force rose from the one place no one expected: the Arabian Desert, Islam. In 641, the Muslim general Amr ibn al-As invaded Egypt. The Byzantines, stretched thin, couldn't hold it. Alexandria fell, and Egypt entered a brand new era, the Islamic Age. A new city was needed, so Amr founded Fustat on the eastern bank of the Nile, the first Islamic capital of Egypt. It grew fast, hundreds of thousands of people in just decades. Arabic gradually replaced Greek and Coptic, and Islam spread rapidly through the land. Egypt wasn't just conquered, it was transformed. By the 9th century, the Abbasid Caliphate was weakening, and Egypt's governors started acting more independently. Then, in 969, the Fatimids, a Shia dynasty from North Africa, took over. And that's when everything changed again. They founded a new capital, Al-Qahira, the victorious. We know it today as Cairo. The Fatimid period was a golden age. Trade flourished, art and science thrived, and the Al-Azhar Mosque was built, which later became the famous Al-Azhar University, one of the oldest universities still active today. Cairo became the beating heart of the Islamic world. But as always, empires rise and empires fall. The Crusades shook the region in the 12th century. The Fatimids fell, and a new hero rose, Salah al-Din, or Saladin. He ended Fatimid rule, recaptured Jerusalem, and re-established Sunni Islam's dominance. After the Ayyubid dynasty came the Mamluks, slave soldiers who eventually decided, why serve rulers when we can be the rulers? And so, in 1250, Egypt became a Mamluk sultanate. Under the Mamluks, Cairo became the city of the medieval world, filled with markets, madrasas, and minarets. When the Mongols burned Baghdad in 1258, it was Cairo that rose to take its place as the new center of the Islamic world. But then came 1347. The Black Death hit Egypt hard. Contemporary writers described empty streets, Whole family gone, even animals dying in the fields. It was apocalyptic. Egypt's population wouldn't fully recover for almost 500 years. The economy collapsed, and the once mighty Mamluk state began to weaken. And from the north came a new empire. In 1517, Sultan Selim I of the Ottomans defeated the Mamluks at the Battle of Ridania. Egypt was now an Ottoman province. But the Ottomans were smart. They didn't wipe out the Mamluks entirely. Instead, they kept them in positions of power. Egypt became one of the wealthiest provinces of the empire. Its grain fed Istanbul, its gold from Sudan enriched the treasury, and Cairo remained a hub of scholarship and religion. Over time, though, world trade shifted to the oceans, and Egypt slowly faded from global prominence. At the end of the 18th century, the world was changing fast. Europe had industry, navies, and global trade. The Ottomans didn't. In 1798, Napoleon invaded Egypt. He didn't stay long, but his arrival reignited Western obsession